The Philippine archipelago, a land of ancient magic. Emerald forests stretched as far as the eye could see. They whispered secrets on the wind. Rolling hills basked in the golden glow of the sun. This was a place where spirits dwelled, a place where ancient legends were born. Waterfalls thundered into crystal-clear lagoons. The air hummed with the songs of unseen creatures. This was a land where the veil between worlds was thin. Magic pulsed in every leaf, every stone, every drop of water. It was a place of wonder. It was a place of peril. The Filipinos lived in harmony with nature. They respected the spirits that dwelled in the trees and rivers. They honored the ancient stories. They understood the delicate balance between the mortal realm and the spirit world. Life was simple, life was sacred. Above it all, a canopy of stars twinkled. They watched over the islands. They bore witness to the unfolding stories below. This was the Philippines of old, a land of enchantment, a land of Maria Luningning. The night Maria Luningning was born, the sky bled crimson. The moon, a giant eye in the heavens, turned a deep shade of blood red. The very air crackled with anticipation. This was no ordinary night. This was a night for legends. Deep in the heart of the islands, a child was born. A girl. Her name was Maria Luningning. Her eyes, when they opened, shimmered with a light not of this world. The village elders gasped. Such power. They had never seen anything like it. The stars themselves seemed to align at her birth. They whispered of a destiny unlike any other. This child would be different. This child would be extraordinary. She would be their protector. From her first breath, Maria Luningning was different. She was special. The magical energy of the islands flowed through her veins. It pulsed in her heart. She was one with the land. She was one with the spirits. She was destined for greatness. Maria Luningning was a child of the forest. She spent her days exploring its hidden paths. She befriended the creatures of the wild. They understood her. They felt the magic that emanated from her very being. She spoke to the birds, and they sang her secrets. She whispered to the wind, and it carried her messages across the land. The animals were her companions. The forest was her playground. The magic was her birthright. As she grew, so too did her powers. She could summon rain with a flick of her wrist, bringing life to parched lands. She could heal the sick with a touch, her hands radiating a warm golden light. The villagers marveled at her abilities. They treated her with reverence. She was their hope. But Maria Luningning was still young. She was still learning. She knew that with great power came great responsibility. She vowed to use her gifts to protect her people, to safeguard the balance of the natural world. Her heart was pure. Her spirit was strong. She was ready. Years passed. Maria Luningning blossomed. She grew into a woman of unparalleled beauty and grace. Her magic matured. It flowed through her with the effortless power of a raging river. She became known throughout the land as a beacon of hope, a symbol of strength. She was Maria Luningning, the sorceress, the protector. She mastered ancient spells. She communed with the spirits of the earth and sky. Her reputation spread like wildfire. People traveled from the farthest reaches of the islands to seek her help. She never turned them away. She was their guide. Maria Luningning embraced her destiny. She understood her role in the intricate tapestry of life. She was the guardian of her people, the protector of the balance, the strongest witch the islands had ever known. She was ready for anything, or so she thought. The spirits whispered warnings. A darkness was approaching, a malevolent force that threatened to consume the land. Maria Luningning knew she had to prepare for a battle that would test her strength and her resolve, a battle for the very soul of the Philippines. Section 5. A shadow descends. A chill wind swept across the islands, carrying with it a sense of dread. The skies, once vibrant and alive, grew dark and heavy with foreboding. The creatures of the forest fell silent. A shadow had fallen upon the land. The Aswang was coming. The Aswang, a malevolent spirit of unimaginable power, a creature of darkness that feasted on fear and despair. It reveled in chaos and destruction. Its hunger was insatiable, its thirst for power unending. It sought to shroud the world in darkness. Villages were attacked. Their crops withered and died. Their animals fell ill. The people lived in terror, their once peaceful lives shattered by the Aswang's evil. They cried out for help. They prayed for salvation. Their cries reached Maria Luningning. She felt their fear. She felt their pain. She would answer their call. A sense of urgency gripped her. This was a threat unlike any other. She had faced many dangers in her lifetime, but the Aswang was different. It was ancient. It was powerful. It was driven by a hunger that could never be satisfied. This was a fight for survival. Deep in the heart of the oldest forest, shrouded in mist and legend, lay the key to defeating the Aswang, the Anito's heart, an artifact of immense power pulsating with the ancient magic of the islands. It was said to hold the spirits of their ancestors. It was said to be able to banish even the darkest of evils. Maria Luningning sought the guidance of the spirits. They whispered to her of trials and tribulations. They warned her of the guardian that protected the Anito's heart, a being of immense power, sworn to test the worth of those who sought the artifact. She did not hesitate. She embraced the challenge. She knew the fate of her people rested on her shoulders. She gathered her strength. She donned her ceremonial robes, adorned with symbols of ancient power. She ventured into the forest. She was ready to face whatever lay ahead. The fate of the Philippines hung in the balance. Failure was not an option. The Aswang would be vanquished. The islands would be saved. She would see to it. The forest tested her. Thorns tore at her robes. The air grew heavy, thick with the scent of decay and the whispers of unseen creatures. Illusions shimmered at the edge of her vision. The spirits were testing her resolve. They were testing her worth. Giant spiders descended from the canopy, their eyes glowing with malevolent hunger. They sought to ensnare her, to drag her down into the darkness. She fought back with fire in her heart and magic at her fingertips. She would not be deterred. She would not be broken. The ground trembled beneath her feet. A monstrous serpent, its scales shimmering like obsidian, rose from the earth, its jaws wide with rows of razor-sharp teeth. It lunged, its eyes burning with ancient fury. Maria Luningning stood her ground. She met its gaze with unwavering determination. She would not back down, not now, not ever. Deeper, she ventured, the air growing colder, the shadows deeper. The spirits were relentless in their trials, pushing her to the very brink of her physical and mental limits. But Maria Luningning endured. She persevered. Her spirit, like the steel of a master swordsmith, would not break. She stood before the entrance to the cave. The air crackled with energy. Now the final test awaited. She stepped inside. The guardian stood before her. It spoke, "You seek the Anito's heart, but are you worthy?" Maria Luningning did not hesitate. It recognized the strength of her spirit. It stepped aside. She reached out and grasped the artifact. The time had come to face the Aswang. Maria Luningning fought back with the strength of 1,000 generations. Finally, Maria Luningning struck the final blow. Silence fell over the land. The battle was over. Maria Luningning had triumphed. The islands rejoiced. The people emerged from their homes, their faces filled with relief and gratitude. Maria Luningning, weary but triumphant, returned the Anito's heart to its resting place. Her work was done. For now, stories of her bravery spread like wildfire. Her name became synonymous with courage, with hope, with the enduring power of the human spirit. She was a legend, a symbol of the Philippines' indomitable spirit. She was Maria Luningning, the strongest witch of ancient times. Her legacy would live on. Generations passed. The stories of Maria Luningning were passed down from parent to child, each retelling imbued with a sense of awe and reverence. Her name became a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the darkest of times, light will always triumph over darkness. Her spirit lived on in the whispers of the wind, in the rustling of leaves, in the hearts of her people. Even today, in the bustling cities and quiet villages of the Philippines, the legend of Maria Luningning endures. She is a reminder that even in a world of technology and progress, the power of belief, the magic of stories, and the strength of the human spirit can never be extinguished. She is the embodiment of the Philippines' rich cultural heritage, a testament to the enduring power of folklore. She is Maria Luningning, and her story will continue to be told for generations to come.